In this video, I'll show you the perfect way to hang those Peloton shoes in a nice recessed shelf. To start, I'm hopping on my table saw and just making a basic box out of 3/4 inch plywood. You can make your shelf any size you want as long as it fits between your 2x4 studs that are inside of your wall, and as long as it's no deeper than 4 inches. For this shelf that I'm building, I'm going to make it 4 inches in depth and 14 inches wide. 14 inches wide will fit perfectly between my two 2x4 studs inside of my wall, since they are 16 on center. The final dimensions of my box will be 30 inches tall, 14 inches wide, and 4 inches deep. Once I have all my pieces cut, I'll start building my box. While I'm building my box, I want to thank everybody who's subscribed and supported my channel so far. Please remember to hit the like button on this video. The inside pieces that I use for shelving, I cut 3/4 of an inch shorter to allow space for my 1x4 trim later on. You can obviously put shelving wherever you want inside of this box to customize it and truly make it one of a kind. Once I have my shelf all glued and clamped down, I'll add some screws just to make it stronger. You could choose to paint or stain this shelf. I chose to stain. If you're going to stain this shelf, just remember to brush with the grain so that way the stain soaks in nicely and takes to the plywood. The next thing I'm going to do is jump on my miter saw and cut down some 1x2 to trim out my shelf. The outside trim pieces will hang over the trim by about 3/4 of an inch and provide a nice lip for when I put this in the wall. And now I'm going to stain my trim the same stain color. And now your shelf is completely built. Now it's time to put it inside the wall. Take a stud finder and mark the edge of the stud in your wall, so that way you know where to place your shelf. Cut a small hole along that first stud just to verify that there are no wires that you might be cutting next to. Hold your shelf up to the wall, place a level on it to make sure you're nice and level, and then mark the outside of the back of your shelf. Then take your drywall saw and cut along the lines. Carefully remove any insulation that you might have behind your wall to leave yourself a nice cavity to place the shelf inside of. Take your shelf and place it right inside that hole you just cut out of your wall, and then take a couple screws, one on the left side and one on the right side, screwing into each stud that you cut in between of for this shelf. I went to my local hardware store and picked out a couple of these hooks that I think are going to be perfect for hanging the Peloton shoes in this shelf. This way the shoes don't have to hang out on the ground anymore. The upper portions of this shelf can be used for a towel to wipe your bike down, or your earbuds, or anything else that you want to store inside of this shelf relating to your Peloton or for another use. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel.